Shit, that looks pretty well prepared. We're in for a grilling.
Yeah.
Is your first question, who the hell do you think you are? Our new album is pronounced Mylo Xyloto, like xylophone. But you can do it any way you like, or not at all. One of the reasons we called our record Mylo Xyloto is because we put that into Google and it had no results. So we thought, okay, it's a fresh canvas, it's a good place to start. A lot of our favourite bands and artists by their fifth record have shown, their quality. So I think particularly on this one, we were like, well, we have to really throw everything at this one if we want to be taken seriously. Mylo Xyloto is not a concept album in terms of we're telling a story about dragons and then this happened and then we went to the shops.
Yeah, associated with mythical beasts and opera.
What makes for a successful concept album is to not make it a concept album. I don't think they ever are successful.
The Who did a couple.
That's true, they did Tommy and Quadrophenia.
Yeah.
Okay, so it can be done. It's a concept in that if you wanted to find a link through it, you could find it, but it isn't spelled out in like a narrative kind of way.
You're not going to find it as a Broadway musical in 2 years' time?
No, 4 years.
Yes.
The reason why there's lots of graffiti and stuff is because we felt like we had nothing to lose musically and artistically with just expressing ourselves.
We've really got into doing lots of our own painting and lots of our own artwork. We were really inspired by lots of street art and graffiti from around the world. We love the idea of bringing colour and life to grey surfaces, concrete, and often in old disused places where suddenly someone's brought something inspired to lift the whole place. So we took a lot of inspiration from that.
I mean, the whole idea of our band is that by being a little gang, we can make something bigger than the sum of its parts. None of us are prodigious players of our instruments, and the same thing we applied to artwork.
When she was just a girl, she expected the world.
With the song Paradise, when we did it, we were like, okay, we should make this album.
That song and Charlie Brown were the two songs we sort of built everything else around. They were the foundations of this record.
Well, the song Paradise sounds maybe a little more urban than we've done. It's just kind of reflective of the spirit that we were trying to have in the band of doing anything that we thought sounded good, regardless of whether it fit into what we're supposed to sound like, if you see what I mean. So from the very beginning, it was all about just massive bass sounds and something that would just sound great if you pulled up at traffic lights and someone was playing it in the car next to you, like a real... The song itself just came out really, really quick. It's one of those ones that just appears out of nowhere and you're just grateful to receive it. Just came through the piano in like 3 minutes. Then it was like, okay, let's turn this into a heavy traffic light type song.
Brian Eno gets credited as providing enoxification, is it?
Yes. Brian Eno is a famous record producer / artist, musician, thinker, all-round sort of brain. He has worked with us now for 2 albums in expanding our palette and making us feel like we still have lots to learn and that life is full of exciting new stuff all the time. He's like a teacher and a professor and a sort of Gandalf type character.
He wanted Guy, Will and I to go into the studio to just spend some time experimenting and not really playing with any songs or with any goal to record any songs, just to try things out. So that when we came to working on the songs, we would have a bank of ideas to draw upon that we maybe wouldn't have come across had we just started working on songs.
He kicked me out for a while. He said, I don't want any songs, off you go. I went and wrote more songs, hoping for the call. If I ever hear an instrumental version of one of our songs, I can listen to that. I, like many other people in the world, find it difficult to hear myself sing. It's the same feeling that you have when you hear your voice on an answering machine. And you can rest assured that even if you think you've heard one of our songs too many times, we've heard it more times than that in the studio and sounding considerably worse. The line in Every Teardrop, I'd rather be a comma than a full stop, in England means I don't want to die, basically. But then, of course, we realised that in America you don't say full stop, you say period, right? So when we're singing that song in America now, I think I start to mumble that line. Because I'd rather be a comma than... Well, I think the principal difference in a song from the studio to a place in a concert is if the audience decide to make it eventful. Sometimes you play a new song and you can just feel that people are okay with it, but they don't want to engage with it.
You can see the queues for the bathrooms growing.
You can see that, exactly. Whereas sometimes you have a song, and we've been very lucky with this one, Every Teardrop, where you start to get a feedback and then you have bits of everyone singing together and it becomes something much bigger than the band. And that's what we're all always chasing. I think with the rise of the internet, any time that you start thinking of yourself as a big rock star who's different and special, you just have to remind yourself that there's literally millions of people who really don't feel the same way about you. So it brings you right back down to earth.
We're going to walk out of here and be complete arseholes.
When we walk out there, we're just going to trash everything in sight.